Hello, welcome to Eluney. My name is Miguel Angel Gonzalez from Guadalajara, Mexico. Eluney was not created in a conference room or built to maximize profit. It was born from a suicidal crisis and from the silence I found when I looked for help. On August 19, 2024, during a family vacation in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, I found myself hanging from the edge of a seventh floor balcony by one arm. What stopped me wasn't logic. It was an image. My daughter, waking up the next morning, crying, trying to understand why her father was gone. Then another image appeared. Me, missing her next school event, her graduation, the day she would need someone beside her after her first heartbreak, her wedding. That image pulled me back inside, and when I climbed back over the railing, I did not feel relieved. I felt weak for surviving. Months later, I reached out to someone close to me, and the answer I received was, I am not the one to help you. I was not asking for help at that moment. I just needed someone to tell me that I mattered, that I will be missed. A few months later, I finally started therapy. Before that, I tried twice more to stop existing. And during those months, I searched for help on my phone constantly. Most apps offer me a free emotional test. They charge money just to unlock the results. I remember feeling angry because when someone is barely holding on, the last thing they need is another paywall. I grew up hearing things men in Latin America hear: men don't cry, be strong like a man, don't be weak. So most men stay silent until they break, and there is a dangerous space between emotional collapse and actual professional help. That invisible space is where many people disappear. Eluni is meant for that exact moment. Eluni is a completely free emotional self awareness companion designed specifically for Spanish speakers in the beginning. It helps people understand emotional patterns, process difficult internal states, and safely guide them toward a real therapist and crisis support lines. It is not therapy. It is not a replacement of a psychologist, and it is not another generic AI chatbot. Our main metric is not retention, it's how many people successfully reach professional help. Why start in Mexico? Because Mexico has over 130 million people, massive smartphone penetration, and one of the highest rates of untreated depression in Latin America. But more importantly, Mexico is where I almost died. And if it works here in a culture where emotional suffering is still deeply silenced, then it can work across the entire Spanish speaking world. And maybe later, I don't know, the whole world. More than 500 million people speak Spanish globally, and many carry emotional pain completely alone. Not because they don't want to help, but because therapy is expensive, because stigma still exists, because in rural areas there may not be a therapist nearby. But almost everyone still has a phone. And when everything else collapses, sometimes the phone becomes the last connection left to the world. That is why Eluni must remain free. Not as a business strategy, it is an ethical decision. Understanding yourself should never depend on whether you can afford a subscription or not. Eluni contains 13 emotional work areas, including identity, grief, self esteem, relationship, parenting, responses, emotional isolation, and purpose after collapse. The platform is being built on a secure Google Cloud infrastructure with encrypted emotional data, AI assisted emotional guidance, and active routing toward real mental health professionals. This campaign is raising $55,000 to take Aluni from pre beta to beta launch, not for shareholder profit, not for investor returns, to build something capable of reaching people before they disappear into silence. 40% goes into iOS and Android development, 25% into secure cloud infrastructure, 20% into emotional content creation for all 13 modules, and will continue improving, 15% into launch and outreach so the people who need it can actually find it. I'm not asking for investment, I'm asking for relief because somewhere right now, someone is sitting alone in the dark, reaching for their phone for reasons to stay, and maybe this time something will answer back. As you can see, I am not a professional GoFundMe person. I'm just trying to do this from the bottom of my heart because I want to help the most people I can, and you can help me to make this dream true.